Hip hop, yeah, hip hop. It's time to take it back like backpacks and 40.
Man, I'm getting so sick and tired of fucking with this steel. They only give us 30 minutes to eat lunch and chill. My body aching just to get a buck. I'm sick of eating this shit off this fucking lunch truck. Nasty ass food. I'm in a nasty ass mood. I should have called in sick. Shit, I had something to do.
I can't believe that I'm hearing all this raving and ranting from Vanessa up here at the New Detroit Stamping. You need to get your food and take your ass back to work. You're dreaming if you think them corny ass raps will work.
You so
Yes.
Them damn teeth, that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Get your ace to the end of one.
Yes.
You see this Ice Mountain? He needs an endorsement.
I do. Here's my rap. I just wrote it too downstairs.
Oh shit.
You know she fly. You know she got the dealio. She got the freshest flow, but you don't hear me though. Miz Korona, what's up?
What's poppin'?
What's
Like
poppin'?
that. Okay, and you had a little rhythm in your head.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wrote that when we was in the kitchen. When you was talking to them, I'm like,
I was out there smashing that pizza on the real.
Right.
Thank you for the pizza.
Right, no problem. You know, I try to, look out
So
for
you got the J's on?
Yes.
Yeah, I ain't got no fly sneakers on today, really. I just.
But you got a collection.
Not really.
So that's what's up. So if you don't know, this is Miz Korona.
What up, though?
Alright, and this is Material Matters Media. And this is what matters to me and what should matter to you. And if it don't matter to you, then maybe it matters to someone you know. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and like. So Miz Korona.
Yeah, I was just pointing because I don't know if you gonna have like the name going underneath.
What is subscribe, comment, and like?
Yeah.
The
Or up
media
there
thing
or
would be up
something.
there.
Okay.
But it's cool though. Look at you, TV.
Yeah.
Alright. Miz Korona.
Yes, sir.
And I know you get this all the time, but explain your name. We're gonna start from the beginning.
Well, first off, I wasn't originally Miz Korona. I started off as a different name. It was Pimpette. Don't laugh.
Pimpin'?
Pimpette.
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 Horrible, I know. And I got harassed by my good friend, may he rest in peace, and Big Proof, who was my mentor.
Oh, shout out to
And
Proof.
yeah, he
Choice
harassed me for about a good year about changing my name. He kept saying
He didn't like Pimpette?
He was like Pimpette. He was like, that's only gonna take you so far. Like you too dope. That name gonna hinder you. And I kept and I kept saying like, well, that's my name.
You know what? It reminds me of like Smurfette.
And people used to call it. See, it kind of came about from Smurfette, and you know what I mean. Like anyway, my cousin India and I started a rap group as young little girls called Sneaky Smiley and Pimpette the Mac.
Sneaky Smiley.
And Pimpette the Mac. And I was in like 3rd grade with that
I know
name.
somebody's name was Vitamin D.
I knew a guy whose name was Vitamin D.
Really? What do you look like?
White.
Oh no, this guy's black.
Yeah, but the name Korona, after being harassed for so long, it actually found me. And it came about because I was rapping against this dude. Well, we wasn't battling or nothing, but we like traded verses, and he worked at this liquor store on Nottingham and Harper. And,
In Detroit.
Right, and I said something about my lines intoxicate minds like Coronas, and Corona just kept clicking in my head for some time. And when I looked up the definition of what Corona meant, then I was like, that's how I want to be perceived.
So what do it mean?
The Corona is the outer perimeter of the sun and the moon.
Okay.
And they say the stars as well, but so it's the ring that gives it the light for us to be able to see it for billions of miles away.
That's perfect.
So, and then Miz,
was given to me about a year later by this dude named Greed from a group called Indigenous Tribe. And that was because it was a collective of artists and they wanted me to be a part of their collective, but and I was the only girl. I was really the only female rapper on the scene.
So they had to put the Miz in there just
yeah.
that you was a girl?
I mean, people knew I was a girl. but you know, because they were Hispanic, you know what I'm saying? And
were you the only black person in it?
No, it was a dude named Beast. He came later, but yeah, it was a dude named Beast, and you know, but it was like really Indigenous Tribe. It consisted of Hispanics, an Irish dude, Asian dude. Wow. Yeah, it was, and I was like,
where are they at now?
All over the place. I actually ran into one of them. My boy Rico. I ran into him at the grocery store in Westland last week.
He's still rapping?
No, I think he's like being a great dad and shit. Like
a great dad.
Yeah, he has an awesome job and stuff. Mm-hmm. So you know, he was buying food at the grocery store. It was just so weird because you know you've been knowing me for a while, so I'm like gathering up my things because I moving from Canton back to the city. Yeah. So I'm like I stopped at the store. I hadn't been out there for a minute, and I stopped at the store on the way to get some stuff. And I don't even know why I ended up going to that. Oh, my mom wanted some rice. And I'm like, now I gotta go to the fucking store and get some. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, it just, And
he came across your path.
I'm standing in the line behind him. And he turns around. He's like, Corona. Yeah. So.
Or was it Pimpette then?
No. Yeah, it was. I was transitioning from Pimpette to Corona. So, but it's Corona.
How hard is for people to, when you transitioned your name, how hard was it for people to, get used to saying Corona, Miz Korona?
Some people still aren't used to saying it. Those from like the Ebony Showcase C-Note days, that's when I was like 14, sneaking into the hip hop spots and rapping and shit. Like some of those cats still call me Pimpette when they see me. Shout out to
you as a Pimpette.
Right, shout out to Preacher and Kilo Parker. Those are some of the dudes who, are legends on the scene who still call me Pimpette. But honestly, I'll tell you something funny, or not even the transitioning part. But during that phase when I was like, switching names, it would be people who I would get phone calls. Motherfuckers like had cell phones back then, right. So it was rare when you catch me at the crib or page me and shit. I had to call somebody back and they like, man, I just had this argument with this dude on the block. Now it's like I used to go to East Side venues and West Side venues, and a lot of people didn't do that back in the day. It was like one side. Yeah. So
was it like they was battling or something?
It was a divide. You know what I'm saying? It's still to this day. Some East Siders who have never been to the West Side and vice versa, which has always been weird to me. Like you grown as hell and you've never been to the East Side. Like, okay,
it is.
It's really weird, but. I would get phone calls or whatever, and people be like, or I see people at some of the spots, and they be like, man, I had an argument with this dude, and they was saying this chick named Miz Korona was better than you. And I'd be laughing like, for real? Because they never knew, like, it was the same person.
Never knew. They just knew it was Pimpette.
I was like, yeah, some people, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I keep hearing that.
So music runs through your blood?
Music does run through my blood, yes.
Your dad was...
My dad was... No, for real. That motherfucker had 21 kids. Yeah, my dad was a member of the Floaters. So that was Floater. Yeah, so he was a member of the Floaters, and my godfather is a member of Enchantment.
Oh.
And my uncle was a part of, not the Dramatics, but one of them other bands.
How's that growing up, knowing that you got this music history?
I guess it was, it was really normal. I mean, really? Like my father.
Did your schoolmates know that your father was like in the
My schoolmates thought my mother was the celebrity.
So when your father was in the group, was your mother with him at that time? Like,
yeah.
When you was conceived, he was in the group?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
which one is he? Because that song Floaters, which one was he?
Everybody always picks out the lightest guy in the group, but it is the darkest brother.
So what was his part in that floater song? Because I know one was like,
Leo.
my name was Larry,
Yeah.
I'm a Cancer.
Yeah, see? But it's his name, Paul. They say Leo. And my name is Paul. And I like all women of the world, which is a known fact because he has so many damn offspring.
It just clicked with me.
Yeah.
What's your name? Your father's name is
Paul.
Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hated that shit when I was younger.
That your name was Paul?
Paula. Yeah, I was like, why the fuck you ain't named me Keisha or something?
Now, do you know your other brothers and sisters? Do you know?
I know, like, sadly, I only know two of my brothers. One of my brothers that's my favorite brother on my dad's side. No offense to anybody else. I really don't give a fuck if they get offended, honestly. But my brother Paul, one of the Pauls.
Damn, how many Pauls is
It's
it?
like 4 Pauls. But he's in prison right now, so that saddens me. And then I know 4 of my sisters. I don't have a relationship with them except for one of them.
Is any of them in the music business?
I don't know what they do.
You don't know what they do.
They in the baby making business. No,
Oh.
now I'm not dissing nobody or nothing,
Man.
but you know.
The Lord says, be fruitful and multiply.
Shit, my family's strong. They got some. I be trying to tell them, if you fertile, don't go over there on that Mitchell side. Don't go over there.
Last name Mitchell.
Last name Mitchell.
My people last name
Really?
is Mitchell too.
They don't live over there in
No, they didn't lie.
Okay.
In Georgia.
Yeah.
We might just be related.
We might be. I mean,
Light skinned and everything.
Everything. I be feeling like I'm almond.
So
but okay.
so when you was a kid, so you knew your father was famous. Did you? Because you said it was normal for you, right?
You know, well, in all honesty, like, he wasn't really a huge part of my life.
Okay.
But when he did come around, you know, he came with gifts from, like, Japan and shit, you know what I'm saying, off of the tour. Like, one time he brought me some like gold elephants statues with like ruby eyes and shit. And you know, they were pricey as hell, but I was young, I didn't understand that shit, you know what I'm saying?
So by him not being part of your life, do you feel that this was his way of making it up? Because I think a lot of fathers, they feel that they can just buy you things to compensate for that time not being there.
I don't know what was going on in his mind at the time. He may have been trying to buy me nice things to get my mama back. I don't know. Some daddies do that too.
Is your mother in the music industry?
My mother is not. My mother
How did they
my mother, because my mother is a diva.
She is. She's really cute.
Thank you. My mother, right now at the current moment, she is a personal shopper and she swears up and down she's a stylist, but she could be, but if she took the time to. But no, she's not in the music business. But you know, I guess at that time, like, you know, my uncle, may he rest in peace, he was really popular with a lot of celebrities and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he and Tommy Hearns were really close, and you know, like I said, my godfather was in Enchantment, so. I mean, you know,
Did they also bring like famous people to your house?
Yeah, it was a lot of famous. It was a lot of famous people that.
Who was the one that you was mostly starstruck by?
None of them.
None of them.
Because they all was. It was just. I mean, it was just normal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
was they partying? Was it partying going on in the house?
At my uncle's house.
Days.
At my uncle's house. Yeah, listen. At my uncle's house. Hey, listen, he let me drink beer when I was like 5 years old and shit. He let me have a sip of beer, and I was still to this day, I can't stand it. They be like, your name Korona, what? But I mean, I'll drink a Korona with grenadine. Well, I used to. I don't drink anymore. I gave it up.
I never tried it that way.
Korona with grenadine?
Yeah.
That should be slapping. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, I mean, it was normal. It was like, I mean, I never really. I guess it's just like any other kid. That we see on TV right now, like they may know that Nelly is their dad, but it's their dad. Yeah. And the only time when it becomes strange is when outside people realize who they are.
So did he used to play his own songs in the house? No.
I don't know. I
always just wonder, like when a movie starts, like, do they watch themselves?
I don't watch myself on TV.
You don't?
No, I don't. I turn the channel. I don't like it.
You seen the scene in 8 Mile?
I have seen it.
If y'all don't know, she was in 8 Mile.
I've
She was
seen it.
at the lunch truck.
Man, I'm getting so sick and tired of fucking with this steel. They only give us 30 minutes to eat lunch and chill.
I've seen it about 4 or 5 times, but I don't like it. I don't.
You don't like it?
I mean, not that I don't like it.
Yeah.
I just it make, especially like, let me just say this, like when I go over to my relative's house and they want to put the fucking thing on demand and shit, like, yo man, my cousin, and it makes me feel so weird. I mean,
kind of embarrassing a little bit.
Yeah, because you know, if people who really know me know that like I'm a naturally shy person, but I still have an outgoing personality, but it just makes me feel weird, and I just be like, why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get like that too, especially like when I run into people who, because I'm like Facebook famous, not worldwide famous like you, but you know, people who they'll talk about my pictures and things like that, and it's also, you're so artistic, and it's saying a little, but it's saying a lot, and it's like you just don't know how to really receive that. You know, it's kind of weird.
One thing that's always been weird to me too is like, I mean, you know, like, it's a separation, especially because I'm not super duper famous like you know, a Nicki Minaj or, you know what I'm saying, a Jay-Z or nothing. So I have a regular job, you know what I mean? And
you have a regular job, but your ass about to go on tour in France.
Yeah, I am.
She's going on tour in France in January. January for what?
January 3rd through the 15th or 17th.
She's going across the pond. You doing some international shit.
Yeah, that's the first. Well, actually, we're going over there to record an album, and then I'll be doing like 3 shows during that time frame. But the actual tour from the album won't start until August, and that'll probably run for about
that's gonna be
a
here?
month. Well, it's gonna start over there.
Okay.
And then with the hopes of touring it over in the States. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the label over there is it's not a super huge label. It's not like, you know, Sony UK. You know what I'm saying? It's an indie label, but they really believe in the artist that they selected to be a part of this project. So I'm honored. You know, shout out to my best friend Invincible for plugging us with this project. Shout out to, you know, all the artists that's gonna be on the album. So it's, I mean, to me it's huge because with me doing it so long, I never had a distribution label in the States approach me about doing a project, and I've presented my albums to them previously.
You think it's because it's a male predominant?
I think it's because, you know, mainly because of that, and then too,
because you're undeniably talented.
Thank you. And that's what's strange to me, because I never get a response from, you know, major labels when I used to shop when I, you know, once shop deals for a major label, you know, situation. But even the distributors are like, you know, this project is really dope. I just think that they don't know how to market me properly. And it's a fear because, and this is no diss to any other women who do it, you know, but like my vocal tone is different. You know what I mean? I have a more aggressive flow. I have a, you know what I mean? Like,
I would think I would think, look at that as a positive. That means that you create your own lane.
And listen, the fans.
But the business side is.
Yeah, fans and even people who, you know, my friends who are like legends in this shit. They know what's up. You feel me? And they always supported me, but they don't know how to. And then image. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, okay, how do we push her? Even now, this is even distribution labels, like, they don't know what to do with me.
Which is stupid. I hate the image thing, because you're doing music for people's ears. And not
I love when Adele said that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not for,
Eyes.
You know.
But yeah, I mean, it's always, and so it's an honor that they reached out and wanted to, put me on this project. And it's like, on some real shit, I've been doing this a lot longer than a lot of people have.
How long you been rapping?
I started rapping, if you want to talk about from a professional standpoint, when I started doing things like, performing out of state and shit like that, like college circuit, since I was like 17.
Okay.
So
how was you when you wrote your first rap?
I was about 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Was it cussing in it?
Oh yeah, my uncle used to call me cussing to the beat.
What did your mother say about the explicit lyrics from Miz Korona?
First, my mother, she only found out that I was rapping because she heard me. She came in the house and I was upstairs practicing and shit. What is she listening to?
She didn't know it was you?
She didn't know it was me.
Did you have music in it?
I had an instrumental playing from like a 12-inch record that she had gotten me from, and I was up there like rapping some poems and shit. And she's like, what you in there listening to with all that cussing? And it was me.
It was you. She didn't recognize your tone?
Nah. And so then she's, my cousins and my aunts, and because I had my one auntie, Joanne, used to let me rap all my shit to her. She didn't give a fuck about cuss or not. She was just like, come on, Polly, let me hear you, say one of your songs. And I'm like, that's the only person in the world that calls me Polly.
Polly. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Polly. Pimp
that, Polly. Oh, my God. Yeah, they get too much information. You pulling it all up out of me today.
I try not to. This is an exclusive.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I feel honored.
I'm honored to be on here, man.
I'm happy that, you know what? I would say that meeting you are one of the most genuine persons that I know.
Thank you.
One of the realest persons that I know. You don't hold shit back, and I love that about you.
I try not to.
And then you come when I call.
Cause I love you.
I love you too.
Yeah. If you wasn't so fine, I probably.
Oh God.
I'd be like, what? No, I'm just playing. But no, I mean, I feel the same way. I remember when I first met you, I was like, you don't like me. Like you didn't like me, but you proved me wrong.
That's a misconception that a lot of people have about me when they first meet me or whatever. But and I'm a sweetheart. I'm a teddy bear.
Yeah.
So what's the misconception about Miz Korona?
The misconception has always been that I was arrogant and big-headed. Like, people thought I was standoffish.
That was me too. And
I was like, no. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And this was way before any of the, national shit that people had seen me on. And then especially after, the 8 Mile thing. And you know what I mean? Like, I've been in other...
Did you have a whole bunch of cousins at 8 Mile?
Did I? Did I? Oh my God. It was like, and then, with me being so close to Proof and, Obi Triton, a lot of the people that was on Shady Records, is like, everybody thought that I was about to get signed to Shady Records. I even thought that it was
been cool.
I thought it was a huge possibility, you know what I'm saying? But then I would have been happy over there with them because we all kind of share similarities. But then again, that's another situation where they just really did not know what to do with an artist like myself. But, I had so many people, like a built-in entourage, and I like being, I roll by myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I used to get chastised by my mom and by Proof and my dad, like, my stepfather who raised me. I used to be like, you can't be out here by yourself now. Like, people plot on you, you know what I mean? And Proof like, man, you gotta.
How did you meet Proof?
I met Proof at the hip hop shop, actually.
Okay.
The real original hip hop.
Were you already?
I was already performing at like C Note Lounge and Napoleon's Retreat, Ebony Showcase, things of that nature. And my cousin Ricole, who's a rapper, and it's we're not really blood cousins, but her mom and mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, church sisters. That's when we grew up together, little lads.
Cousins that live next door.
Right.
Like,
yeah. So you know, so shout out to Abyss, who I know she gonna be watching this shit because she support everything I do and I support her as well. So she told me about the hip hop shop and she was like the only other female that was battle rapping at the time. And so they used to do a lot of battle ciphers up there. And so I went one week and I'm like, I want to rap, you know, and here I am, this little, you know what I'm saying, little kid, and back then I had the little short, tight curls and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Press the curl.
Yes. And Pooh was like, little girl, like, what's your name? And I was like, Pimpette. And he was like, oh, we don't let gangster rappers up in here.
It's like the game ain't the same. Bullet holes left in my peoples. I'm in the street clothes. Hand me a 9 out the peoples. It's like the game ain't the same. Niggas pulling the triggers, bringing fame to the humans. It's like the game ain't the same. It's like the game ain't the same. It's like the game ain't the same.
It's like the game ain't the same without me. I'm the best, and shame on any nigga that doubt me. You can test and fail with flying colors, them bullets fly. Hit frail bodies and mothers, bury sons or daughters. I slaughter anybody knocking my path, subtract any nigga stopping my man by simply cocking my blast. Quickly stop his ass. He no longer breathing, the heathen, leaving people bleeding, seething. I'm squeezing till I'm empty. You don't wanna fit me, so please don't offend me by putting me with envy. I'm in my own lane, known for spitting propane. I'm the reason half of these niggas need Rogaine. Pushing wigs back, think that another was gone. Murder these tracks, I've been cracks since Rona was born. I'm David Danner, turning into Hawk. I'm nice until you cross me, now your body laying chalk, nigga.
It's like the game ain't the same. Niggas pulling the triggers, bringing fame to the humans. It's like the game ain't the same. 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 Out the peoples.
And I was like, I ain't no gangster rapper, like, I'm sweet, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't get to rap that day. So I went back the next week, I had my cousin take me. And they were closed. So I never got a chance to actually rap at the hip hop shop. And it's so weird because people who are frequent performers and attendees of the hip hop shop was like, they always mention me. Yeah, you know, because Miz Korona used to be in the hip hop shop. And I'm like, dude, I went that one time. I never got a chance to rap. They're like, never before, but I remember seeing you there. So that made me feel good that even then
They remember me just from
they
that one
remember
time.
me from that one time being there.
So let me ask you this. The very first time that you stepped on stage to perform, describe that feeling.
I get that feeling every time I hit the stage.
Yeah.
It's nervousness, butterflies, just the passion. You know, once you are so passionate about something, you want to be able to connect with people. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I just want people to relate to me, to feel me, even if it's just one person.
I like that I could understand you.
Thank you.
You know, because you know what? And no shade to the brat, but it was a award show that was on a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay. With
And
Missy and all that.
I love the brat, but I couldn't understand shit she was saying. She was rapping so fast.
Let me tell you what's funny.
Detroit.